Hey, a few months ago I wrote a blog post about a very interesting topic which actually doesn't have an exact answer, but I decided to touch it again. The topic was about how do you, being in a large company, being in a large group of programmers, how do you promote your ideas and making sure that your ideas actually get approved? So let's say in the blog post, which you can find in the show notes, I said that as an example, I picked the topic of elegant objects. So let's say you are a fan of elegant objects and you want programmers in your group to follow the principles of elegant objects, and then you decide to convince them somehow. So you go to your colleagues and you tell them about that, then you go to your manager and say that we have to work according to these principles and we have to change something in our work. And you go to maybe other managers, to other parts of your company, and they don't listen to you. They don't care, they don't listen because they used to work in a different way. And then you get frustration, you become unhappy, and then you quit that company. And then you go to another company, and then you start the same story from scratch. Again, you try to convince people around you, they don't listen. And in the end, what do? You quit that company and then you're unhappy. And it happened to me many times, actually. Well, a few times for sure. And now I happen to be in a quite large company, quite large group of programmers around me, and they all have different opinions about different things, not only about elegant objects and the quality of coding, but about different things. And my job very often is to convince them that something has to be done my way, the way I think things to be done. And how do I do that? The most straightforward approach is to go to them and make a presentation, and make an offer, make a summary like a document, and say, please put your signature in there and we're gonna work according to this idea of mine. And my experience tells me that it doesn't work. It doesn't work, it very rarely works, and even if it works, even if you get a signature from somebody, then in a large organization somebody else will come in later and will say that I disagree. And then this signature will basically mean nothing, because in large organizations, usually it's important to get many stakeholders on board before the decision is actually stabilized and institutionalized. So you need more people, you need a lot of people, not more, but a lot of people, as many as you can, to agree with you, and well, not to disagree with you, before your decision can go forward and can be actually used in the company. So the question is how to get these stakeholders. Going to each one of them and telling them this is my proposal, put your signature in there, is not going to help you, because they have all different opinions and they will not listen. They have their own interests. So I believe, and I said it in that blog post, that the best way to do that is to somehow slowly create a group around you, a support group. So somehow find friends who will support you, who will think the same as you think, and then when you have a group of people, then you can make this, you can push this decision forward. But the question is how to make this group, especially when the company is large. When it's a small group of people, like the small department, you have like 10 programmers around you, then you just can talk actually one-on-one, and eventually you get a group. What if the organization is large? You have like a few hundred people, next to you. I think that the solution, I found it, doing experiments, is that the best way is to present your idea to people, ideas, without asking for an approval. So let's say I want people to code according to my principles of coding and use, these designed ideas. So I'm not going to come to them and say, like, this is the ideas, and say yes or no. I'm not doing that. I will start doing educational workshops, educational presentations. I will start telling them, explaining them what I have in mind, without asking for any action from their side. So there's no call for action in the end of the presentation. I just ask them, please come to me for half an hour, for an hour, sit with me in front of my slides. I tell you about my ideas, and that's it. Thank you very much. So thanks for listening. And if you do it multiple times, 1, 2, 3, I don't know, 10 times, 20 times to different people, then eventually people start listening, and they will start coming back to you saying that, you were saying about something this and that. How about we talk more about that? It kind of triggered me a few months ago. You will put the ideas in their heads, and when they come back to you, it's going to be their ideas. Maybe in this case, you're going to lose some of the glory which you may get for your ideas if you present it like it's my idea and then they put the signature and everybody knows it's yours. But if you do it this way, like presenting them without asking for any approval and then waiting for them to come back and ask you to implement what they think are their ideas, then in this case, strategically, you're gonna win. So my proposal for you, my idea now is to stop asking for approval and instead start educating them. So don't ask them to say yes or no, but instead just explain them what you want, explain them what you mean, explain them what you think. Like give them your philosophy in increments, in multiple trainings and multiple presentations. And then when the philosophy is in their heads, they can come to you as as followers of your philosophy. They may even forget that it's your philosophy. It's going to become their philosophy. And they will come to you and they will ask you to become the implementer of these ideas. So that's the strategy. Try it. I mean, I'm trying it also now. I tried it before. It seems to be the most effective when you deal with a large group of people on different levels in your organization. Try it out. Say what you think. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned.